I think it cuts to the heart of one message, and that is that a lot of Christianity today is extremely performative, and this is why people don't like Christians. And it breaks my heart because Christians, I have met a lot of them. I am one myself, and people don't like us because of a select few that are stereotyped to represent the rest. And it's because of the performance that we put on constantly. The entire thing is performative. And if you don't believe me, go to a church service and watch it and tell me that's not performative, or just listen to a Christian speak. If you listen to someone that claims that they're really, really close to God, if they pray, they say Lord 20 times. He knows his name.
He knows his name. You don't have to say it more than once.
I like to count in church.
Oh, so do I. And I taught Riley that, by the way. Who taught you that?
I taught
Riley that because Riley and I used to be like, Riley, listen how many times I say Lord.
Lord, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Anyway, they say that. I'm tired of I'm going through this season of life. God put this on my heart.
Yeah, like, it's all female talk.
All of these different emotive, performative, feminine traits and verbal language drives me insane. Because can you not just talk like a normal person? God sat down with the poor, the desolate, the most evil people on earth, and he changed them. He sat down with Paul, who murdered Christians. Okay? If you think he was talking like a woman and in
romance novel speak, it's a romance novel. Yeah, he wasn't.
In this metaphorical language, he wasn't. He was talking like a man in a way that he could relate to. So if you are a Christian talking to another person and you are using the Christian lingo, I like to call it, you need to stop because it's performative and you're not spreading God's message that way.
And this all started,
you're turning
by the way,
other people off is what you're doing, actually.
It all started back in like the early 2000s, this indie music craze, like when Mumford & Sons came out. This is what this all stems from. So like New Spring, where we come from, where we're at in the upstate of South Carolina, was like the mega church here. And then it all started this thing where you can walk in and they got a coffee shop in there. And it started this revival of people. And at first I was like, okay, whatever gets them in the door. But then you meet these people and it's like, okay, you're supposed to graduate from that at some point. You're supposed to graduate from the seeker churches and the hollow messaging that's there, and you're supposed to grow into a more theological grasp of Christianity. What I see is they're just stuck there because it's such a strong pull. You got this community of people who show up together, and they all put this money into this $30, $40, $50 million building. They got a $3 million light show and band set up, and they got all their favorite people there, and they get these guest speakers to come out that dress like homosexuals, that are all straight white men who then talk like what they hear on Instagram from the influencers they see. And it all looks like it was curated in Anthropology and then brought out and put on stage. And it's so addictive because that they can't break away from it. And because everything else seems so conservative. Like when you're used to that, if you were to try to sing a hymnal, it would seem like you're going back to the Stone Age.
And I would also challenge people, if you go to a good church, they put out a quarterly budget. They give everybody a pamphlet, and it should have all of the expenses that the church has spent that year. And if you don't look through that budget, you should. If you aren't auditing your own church, then who do you think is keeping them in check? Because it has to be you. So if you belong to a church and they put out a budget and you don't look at it and you don't fully go through it and look at every single thing that they've spent money on, and if you have a problem, you need to reach out to the church and let them know that you feel that way.
Yeah. But I just crapped on the Church of 1122 a little bit, and I want to give them a little bit of praise. So from what I understand, they're doing a lot of plant churches around the United States that are home-based plants, and that is what I'd love to see. I would love to see more people do church in their homes rather than going to a building. If you got the money for a building, you got money to put it elsewhere. Or you could buy an old church, that's fine too, if everybody wants to get there and chip in or whatever. But what happens is it's the animal farm, basically. It's like the farmer then, the animals rise up, take over the farmer, and then the pigs become the farmer. It's like it never ends. And you need to clean house every once in a while. And I don't see a future for mega churches bringing Christianity a long way into the future. I think it's going to be a phase that dies out, but then Christianity is going to see a lull because of it.
Yeah.
But I hope that we get back to that. But again, I want to give praise where I give criticism.